So, all the best things come in trilogies. And oftentimes, I wind up making trilogies. Sometimes I make quadrologies. But I think this one's going to wind up ultimately just being a trilogy. I think after this we move on. But nevertheless, what prompted, not the Pepe Le Pew one, what prompted yesterday's other video was a comment I got in the comment section. Somebody said they were upset they were leaving, and I was like, alright, fine, you know. But I wanted to make sure that, you know, my point was well conveyed. And I wanted to make sure that all of my reasonings behind my actions were understood, or at the very least explained, you know, conveyed, rather. So that way, at the very least, you know, if this person still decides they don't want to watch, God bless. You know, I can't force you people to watch me. Believe me, if I could force people to watch me somehow, that'd be kind of cool. God knows what I'd be doing then, though. Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's a nightmare I don't even want to fucking fathom. So, but yeah, like, you know, that if you're gonna go, you know, God bless. I don't think that there's gonna be any you know, any hard feelings from me. I'm a guy on YouTube. You're a commenter, and you'll be missed. But yeah, sooner or later, everybody's gonna go their own way. Like, some people might stick it out forever, and those people are gonna be very, very few. A lot of people that have told me that they were gonna stick it out forever have already come and gone. So, like, you know what I mean? It's a thing, you get used to it after a while, but it's hard, you know, it sucks. So, I at the very least want to make sure that there's no beef, you know. So I try to explain myself as much as possible. And so, I'm not sure how true this is because I haven't reread the comment. I don't remember exactly what it was I said. But I kind of remember my attitude about it at the time, and I don't really know if I particularly gave the response. What was my response to it exactly? Yeah, I was pretty fucking flippant about it. And the more I got to thinking about it, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know if I like ending it that way. That ain't cool. So I decided I was gonna go look back in the Wayback Machine of yesterday and look at the comments and see if there was even a response to what I had said, right? And boy, there was more than, I mean, there wasn't really a response to what I said, actually. I was pretty much ignored. There was a fully different conversation going on. And I read through it, and I was disappointed, and yet uplifted. This is hopeful. Whatever the fuck. Heartened. I don't know. I don't know what this word describes best what I felt in that moment. I liked and disliked the interaction. One side, I think, at one point started having completely different. We're gonna get into that. Anyways, so I decided to I don't know, spend like an hour writing out an essay. And then I thought to myself, well, it's pretty late. What am I gonna do? And I'm like, I'll just read that, because we'll get into that too. We'll just say I figured that out about halfway through, and it kind of goes off the rails at a point. So, anyways, I'm going to read the comment that I left because I think that it adequately describes kind of my perspective, not to the topic at hand, but to the response I got from two particular people. Right? So I kind of waxed philosophic about that and then just typed away. I don't know. I do like to write from time to time, so anyway, we get to that too, actually. So, anyways, so right, I'm now gonna read it. I don't have time to like edit cool pictures or anything like that. And honestly, I don't know what the fuck I put into it. So you're just gonna watch me read it, cause sorry. So needless to say, to set it up, there's a large conversation, and some things are said that I was kind of like, good point. And some things were said that I was kind of like, oh, great comeback. And some things were said where I was kind of like, wow, what was really? And so here we are now. Again, not using names, but I am reading comments, so you take that security for what it is. Male person. You have lost the point. I hope you watched the video I posted today and really soak in the last like 10 minutes or so of it. Two female individuals. You did get the point. Unfortunately, the nature of the medium is such that the discussion that follows isn't with me. At least not usually, so there's a major gap there. I despise that gap. I try to bridge it as best I can. The best way I figured so far is with follow-up videos. Here we are. As you may know, recently I did a live stream with someone that disagreed with me and really got my interest up. The both of you have done the same and then some. I'd really love the opportunity to dig deeper into this video, my point in making it, and both of your reactions to it. If you're interested, please DM me on Twitter. So the best way to get in touch with me personally. If you're interested and hate Twitter, let me know, like a new comment or something, and we'll figure it out. Anyways, so that's not a tease. I literally just left this comment. I've gotten no response yet because I imagine they're probably still reading it, or we're like, I'm not reading that. One or the other. But still, nevertheless, so that's not like a tease or anything. I don't know if that's going to fucking happen. Nobody said anything to me yet about that. Anyways. And I said, yeah, male person. My word. And no, I don't actually talk like that. I don't know where that came from. I hope you don't think you are defending me. You brought up good points, but your tone does not match. At some point, it almost seems like you're having an entirely different conversation. Then you bring up an amazing link, which he linked a video to the social experiment that I'm sure we've all seen, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it, because it is at the very least, it is interesting to see just the scenario play out. It is interesting to watch it over a span of time. But he linked one of those social experiments where it's a guy and a girl, and for like an hour or two, they stand in a busy walkway, like a park or something like that, and the guy, is really threatening and menacing with the girl, and every time he fucking, moves his hand to emphasize a point, she like flinches, and just see how people react to that. Will they step in and stop it? What will they do? And, a lot of people help the woman, and then they reverse it, and they have the woman beating up on the guy, and not as many people help the guy. And they just kind of interview everybody that seemed like they even paid attention to what was going on to just kind of see what their thought was in that situation and why they did or didn't do anything. And, yeah, and they're very interesting, but they're very small in nature, and they don't really share a lot. But actually, we get into that. Yeah, so that was what he linked. You bring up an amazing link, but act like it's some trump card with which to say, ha, see, women are bad. Huh? I think you lost the point of that video too. Man abuses a woman, and both men and women selflessly jump to the rescue. Women abuses man, and both men and women do nothing. I could see your argument if only women jumped in to save the women and only men jumped in to save the men, but sure, we'd have very decided teams that are actively turning a blind eye of the abuse of the other. But this just isn't the case. Both sides are willing to help each other. We just don't to different degrees. This is why I don't do scripts. Both sides don't to different degrees. Run that experiment to the point to get some real good data, like on like a massive scale, like many cities testing thousands of people, right? I don't even know if it would be ethical. Shit. Oh, yeah. Run the experiment to the point to get some real good data. I imagine we'd see some amazing things. But I bet money that statistically men are more likely to help women in that situation, and women are more likely to help men. And I'd posit the reason for that is because when a man sees a woman being yelled at, not argued with, but yelled at, and flinching whenever the guy's arm moves back, we just can't help but want to feel like a hero for a few seconds. Not that I'm minimizing that or anything, whatever. And it's because we have been protectors since the beginning of time. It's deeper than blood. It's in our very nature. It is who we are. And I believe that there would wind up two prevailing thoughts as to why women would be more likely to help men. The feminists would say that is due to the fact that women either have been there personally, are there personally, know someone who has or is there, or has learned to deeply empathize with people in that situation, right? Because women are eternal victims. And despite all the hyperbole laced in it, these days, I actually buy that line. And honestly, these days, I could be like, well, the last one kind of pretty much covers everybody. So, I'd say it's deeper than that, and I think most would agree. I'd say it's because women have been caretakers since the beginning of time. It's in their very nature. It's who they are. Now, my point in all this is to highlight that when we deny who we are, when we try to separate ourselves from things we may just not fully understand, when we try to run from the surface issues without bothering to even look at the deeper issues, everything just falls apart. The feminists would all get their forced equity, and a lot of women would have to start digging ditches and pouring concrete. And I'm not saying that there aren't women that know these jobs, but they would have to on-the-spot train, 90% of that workforce? And I'm not saying that there aren't women... Oh, wait, shit. And that's provided you have enough ladies to go around that can do that can train people to do that kind of shit. But we'd get it too. Medicine and teaching would take a huge hit. That means massive deaths and a grim future. And do you think war would stop? The ladies would have their peace, but we'd still have our wars. We fight over women, but we war over land and resource. And those would still be there. And don't think we'd fight less just because there's no girls to fight over. It'd be fucking Prison Planet, dude. Bunch of hard-up guys that not only haven't been laid in X amount of days, leading into weeks, leading into years. And that's just the first month as you begin to realize that not only has it been a while, but it's gonna fucking well be a while too. Till Jim's ass starts looking kind of sweet today, you know? Anyway, it's pretty grim no matter how you slice it, and there's the point. We need each other. That's just fact. Life is made up of dualities. Light and dark, good and evil, men and... And here's well into when I thought I'm doing a script at this point. Alright. Life is made up of, and I do actually talk like this sometimes. Life is made up of dualities. Light and dark, good and evil, men and womenixen, transgendered men and transgendered women, up and down, back and forward. And when we fight against these things, when we ignore the facts, we start to become very singular. everything gets a bit darker, people get a bit more evil, we separate ourselves from each other and slowly die off because we are pack animals. And the only way we can go is back. Back to before we veered off course. Back to basics. Back to the beginning. Back to our nature. This isn't the first time it's happened. It's just the first times it's happened with the internet, and even that can be argued. There are still very small towns where everyone knows each other and everyone's business to boot. I've seen the movies. The issues just happen to be living through this time. The issue is we just happen to be living through this time period. And that kind of sucks because the internet has made the world a very small town where we all kind of know each other's business. And it isn't polite and it ain't fucking quiet about it. Anyways, if you've made it to this point, obviously I'm going to be a lazy fuck and just read this for tomorrow's video so I can get on Xbox and plan my holiday with my dudes. And, I spelled that, and by the way, get used to quick slap together videos that are probably not well thought out that are gonna make you angry, LOL. I want to still upload daily and try to be on vacation and try to do a best of 2018 video to post on New Year's Day. I'm teasing. Sue me! I'm supposed to be on vacation, but I love doing videos for you guys too. And my taking off days willy-nilly over the last month has got me all inspired again. I've got all manner of new ideas and stuff. By the way, hi everybody, it's me, past writing way too much Andy. There you go. That was a comment that I left. But yeah, I mean it's yeah. What else do you say? You know? We need to accept that men are aggressive and competitive and toxic as all hell. And it's just that's just fucking how we are. It's not right. It isn't just. It's not fair. But it's going to have to be bred out of us. You're going to have to breed our competitiveness, our aggression, all that kind of stuff out of us. Is that really the world you want to live in? I don't think so. I certainly wouldn't want to breed all of the compassion and caregiving, nurturing wonderfulness that is women out of them. You know, honestly, I'd like to breed a lot more fucking into it. Maybe a little bit of humility and fucking honor. I'm gonna get in trouble again. Jesus Christ. And again, I only speak from my own experiences. I'm not saying this about all women. It's all women that I have encountered. They all make me feel that way, one way or another. Except many of the commenters. Many of you commenters have been very cool, but we're not around each other a lot, so... Anyways. Along a timeline, I rub everybody the wrong way. And I accept this. It's who I am. And try as I might, I just can't change myself. Sometimes I get a funny idea in my head, and I think that'll be a great video, and I go jump in the shower, and then I start running through like points I want to make up and what I want to say, and I just like kind of, you know, spitballing ideas, and then the ideas turn into concepts, and the concepts roll into fucking the beginnings of the shit, and then I jump out of the shower, and it's like, alright, I'm already fucking 20 minutes into this conversation, folks, let's pick it up from where I took off. What do you want from me? I don't fucking know. I thought it was hysterical. that all they wanted to do was go for a walk. Like, you know, it's like, well, what? Really? That's it? That's the best thing you come up with? A walk. That was the beginning of the concept of the whole thing. I thought it was hysterical that so many women said, I want to go for a walk. And I'm like, you can't go for a walk? The concept seems so crazy to me, but I live in a low crime, you know, high, well, not high, upper middle kind of income, you know, town. Right? You can be lower middle and still, you know, be here pretty good. But, you know, just certain areas. Whatever. I don't live in the best part of this town. But anyway, now I live in a basement. So, there's another thing I gotta start doing. I gotta start doing a lot more depreciating humor whenever I shit on everybody else. But yeah, so I see women jogging, you know, not running, you know, nobody's chasing them. They're jogging, like for exercise. I see women running by themselves all the time. I see teenage girls walking with each other, walking by themselves all the time. I see it all the time. Daily. You know? Like, I see it all the time. And I'm like, you can't go for a walk? It was so ridiculous to me, that whole thing. And that was, you know, that was the like 15-minute set that I came up with in the shower. And then I reduced that down to about 5 minutes. And then I did a whole different bit. And thinking back on it now, I can understand how it came off very MGTOW, you know, ish. Yeah, I get that. I can understand how that came off that way. But that was like at the point that I had gotten to when I jumped out of the shower, like the beyond ludicrousness of what had happened if men actually were gone for like ever. Like, how much would that suck? And believe me, I fully understand it would blow for us too. Medicine, we would all be walking around unhealthy as fuck and stupid, and that is saying something. Like, yeah, definitely. And yeah, we'd still have wars. Because we war over resources and land now. Yeah. And a bunch of guys that haven't gotten laid in a very long time. Oof. I don't want to live in that world. I enjoy women too much. If I could live in my perfect world for 24 hours, I'm not going to say what it is because it's too dirty and we'll get flagged. But, like, believe me, it would involve copious amounts of women. Lots and lots of women. And we would all be having a very good time. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to fucking think about a reality with no women. Jesus Christ, that would suck. But that wasn't the question that was asked, was it? No. What was asked was, what would you do for 24 hours without men? And then I just ran with that ball from there. I just scooped up the ball and just fucking ran with it straight in the end zone and then spiked it. And then did like the wiggle dance and shit. Like, I was hamming it up. Man, we'd have fucking given up 14 points and fouls just for my fucking celebration. I admit that. But I thought it was fucking hysterical. Man, some of you got it. Some of you didn't. I imagine probably a lot more didn't get it than got it. But, you know, that's why I do follow-up videos. You know, whenever I get to the point where I start leaving big comments and shit like that, now I'm invested in making sure that I'm understood. because I don't want to go not misunderstood in this regard. I don't want this to be another thing that comes up. What about your video you did about how women don't know how to run power plants? Well, I don't know how to fucking run a power plant either, do you? You know, like, how fucked would we be if we were the only person on Earth? Let's really go ridiculous with it. Jesus Christ. What would that be like? Last man on Earth shit. I don't know. I'm not fucking Will Smith. I don't know how to keep a full science lab running in my basement. And my fucking Camaro's still in sweet cherry condition. You know, I don't have those skills. Fuck me. Like, if my car broke down, which inevitably it will, right? And I'm going to have to make sure I hit every gas station separately so that I can space it out just in case I fucking run out of gas somewhere. Like, goddamn. But, yeah, I don't know how to refine gasoline. I don't know how to keep the power running. I don't know what the power plants. I can't fucking do that shit either. All I can do is, like I said, fucking go to work and be like, oh shit, we still working? Alright, and fucking work and then go home and make YouTube videos about shit. What are we gonna do? We're fucked. Humanity is gonna die off. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you know, if I offend people and they want to leave, fair enough. I know who I am. But I at least don't want it to be for a misunderstood point. And I definitely don't want it to be just because I was fucking flippant with the way that I made a video and just didn't structure it all the way that I prepared it, and I just kept running with the idea in my head. Sorry. I don't know. It was just so fucking funny to me, the thought of it. Yeah. There you go. That's I think that's a wrap. I think after this, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I'm sure somebody can have a problem with me or something, but so yeah. To those involved, you know, I don't know. I would kind of urge everybody to go back and read their comments and just kind of be like, do I still believe that that is a valid comment with all this new information? And if you do, then fair enough. You know, hey, consistency is a thing. And if you don't, if maybe you regret a few things, I think it would be large of you to say so. And I'm not speaking to anybody specifically. I mean, there were some fucked up things said on both sides, but, I mean, you know, you get that. But yeah, so, valid points were made, and valid things were brought up, but the perspective is off. At least in my opinion.